In 2009, a beloved teacher and pillar of her community, Jonelle Melton, met a terrible end when she was brutally beaten, stabbed, and shot to death in her own apartment. This video reveals the mysterious story behind Jonelle Melton's tragic death, a case that took 6 long years to solve. Join us as we explore Jonelle Melton's story and piece together the confusing circumstances surrounding her murder. Jonelle grew up in Trenton, New Jersey, where she developed a passion for education and working with children. She worked hard in school, earning her bachelor's degree from Morgan State University and a master's degree in education from Monmouth University. After graduating, she became a teacher and quickly became known for her engaging demeanor, creative teaching style, and dedication to her students. She also played an essential role in the school community, serving as a cheerleader and dance coach, yearbook advisor, and member of the school's home improvement team. Her passion and dedication to the profession and her students earned her the love and respect of her colleagues, including Michael Melton, a longtime friend from Trenton who worked alongside her at Red Bank Middle School. Jonelle and Michael fell in love and were married on a gorgeous day in Jamaica in 2003. The first several years of their marriage were wonderful, but as time went on, challenges emerged. Michael had difficulty reciprocating Jonelle's affections and struggled with balancing his personal and professional lives. While Jonelle wanted to stay together and work through their issues, Michael decided they should separate and later filed for divorce. Initially, Jonelle found it difficult to cope with the separation, but gradually she came to terms with it. She and Michael preserved an amicable friendship, staying connected through long, heartfelt phone conversations. The fall of 2009 found Jonelle eagerly preparing for the upcoming school year, crafting her lesson plans and harboring dreams of earning the coveted title of Teacher of the Year. On September 14th, Jonelle had an engaging lesson planned for her students, centered around a speech on education by President Barack Obama. But that morning, she was mysteriously absent from work, leaving her colleagues puzzled and concerned. Fearing for Jonelle's safety, Michael went to check in on her at her apartment in Red Bank. He noticed her car parked in the driveway, but his calls to Jonelle went unanswered, and he found her door unlocked. Inside, he was met with an eerie silence. As he entered her bedroom, a chilling sight unfolded. Jonelle lay on the floor in her nightgown, covered with blood. Michael, in a mixture of shock and confusion, assumed Jonelle had suffered an accidental fall and called 911. The paramedics arrived promptly, but their efforts to revive Jonelle were in vain, as they discovered that she had been brutally beaten, stabbed, and shot to death. The police went to work trying to piece together the circumstances surrounding the crime. The Brighton Arms apartments were 2-story, garden-style buildings, and Jonelle's apartment was situated on the first floor. Police suspected the involvement of 2 perpetrators due to the extreme brutality of the crime. The intruders seemingly gained entry through the kitchen window, leaving a footprint on a chair beneath it. A pink lighter was found near this chair. The apartment had been ransacked, leading police to believe the perpetrators were searching for something specific. It also appeared that Jonelle had been tortured, possibly in an attempt to extract information. A worn piece of duct tape, likely used for binding, was discovered with blood on it, and latex gloves were found near Jonelle's body. The police first turned their investigation on Michael, as he was the one to discover Jonelle's body. They questioned his relationship with Jonelle, and Michael disclosed that they were still occasionally involved romantically. Michael said he was visiting a friend on the night Jonelle was killed. The police checked his story and spoke to Michael's friend, whose phone records didn't show any calls to Jonelle's apartment that night. 2 days after Jonelle's death, a newspaper published an article identifying Michael as the main suspect, noting that the couple's divorce was set to be finalized in just a few weeks. This news made many people think Michael might be responsible for her death, and many of Jonelle's family, colleagues, and friends turned against Michael, believing he was guilty. A lawyer friend agreed to represent Michael for free and advised Michael not to talk to anyone. At work, school officials told him he could no longer interact with students and forced him to take a desk job until the investigation was over. 2 months later, the DNA results from the duct tape arrived. It showed Michael's DNA, along with Jonelle's, suggesting she had been tied up before the attack. Michael explained that the tape got stuck to his shoe when he found Jonelle's body, and he used his hand to remove it. The lab had also found DNA on the lighter, but the results weren't clear. This evidence was sent for further examination to the New York City Medical Examiner's Office. In the meantime, the police continued to collect information on the case, turning to Jonelle's neighbors. One neighbor reported hearing a loud commotion, while another mentioned that their dogs were noticeably disturbed by the noise. Some neighbors had spotted local gang members near Jonelle's apartment on the night of the murder, but did not report this information to police because they feared for their own safety. While there was no concrete evidence against Michael, many in the community still believed he was the killer, and the situation had a severe impact on him, leading him to turn to alcohol and contemplate committing suicide. Police were unable to uncover any new evidence, and the case went cold. 3 long years passed, but then, in a surprising turn of events, a breakthrough occurred when DNA from the lighter was finally matched to Gregory John Baptiste, a notorious gang member. Investigators leapt back into action, and with the help of witnesses who finally came forward with new information, identified 2 additional suspects, Ebenezer Bird and Jerry Spalding, as well as Elizabeth Pinto, who served as their getaway driver. Elizabeth, driven in her desire for justice, bravely provided vital information, shedding light on the gang's involvement. Empowered by her testimony and the critical DNA evidence, the prosecution levied charges of murder, robbery, and conspiracy against the 3 men. The subsequent trial captivated the nation, as it slowly revealed the truth of what happened that night. The defendants planned to break into the apartment of a rival drug dealer and steal a large amount of cash that they believed he kept in his freezer. But the trio mistakenly broke into the wrong unit of the apartment complex. They brutally tortured Jonelle for information and then killed her once they realized their mistake. When the jury announced their guilty verdict for all 3 men, sending them to prison for murder, Michael Melton hung his head and pounded his fist downward, tears streaming down his face. After almost a decade, the evidence had finally cleared him of all wrongdoing. While justice was ultimately served, this eye-opening case stands as a poignant reminder of the potential consequences of wrongful accusations and emphasizes the necessity for thorough investigations to uncover the truth. What are your thoughts on the story of this brutal murder of an innocent teacher? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell icon to stay up to date on our future videos.